All right, buckle up, everyone, because today we're diving headfirst into the world of Russian startups.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, and specifically where AI meets sales. But hold on, because this is way more than just a tech deep dive.
Yeah, I saw that. Definitely some twists and turns in the source material.
Right. So if you're interested in how startups are using AI to, supercharge their sales, well, you're in the right place.
Now, this was based on a Russian podcast, right?
Yeah, we found this episode with Roman Magdalenko. He's the co-founder of this company called SalesAI.
Okay, Sales AI.
Yeah, and let me tell you, this guy's story, oh man, it's a wild ride. Like, it gets into the nitty-gritty of startup life, fundraising, you name it.
So it's not just about the tech itself, it's about the whole entrepreneurial journey.
Exactly. It's like you think you're getting a tech talk, but it turns into a masterclass in hustle and resilience.
Gotta love that. So let's break this down. What exactly does Sales AI do? And what's Roman's background?
So, Sales AI, basically, it's like having an AI coach for your sales team.
Hmm.
It analyzes sales calls, figures out what's working, what's not, and get this, it also helps you clean up your customer data.
Okay, that's crucial.
Right, because garbage in, garbage out, right.
Absolutely.
But the funny thing is, Roman's background isn't even tech. He was in sales himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was that whole chat GPT explosion that really flipped a switch for him.
Like an aha moment.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He realized AI could totally revolutionize sales, but only if you had the right fuel.
Quality data.
Exactly. And that's where this whole idea of reverse engineering comes in. He talked about this in the podcast. It's fascinating.
I was wondering about that. It seemed like a key point, reverse engineering.
So, like, everyone was freaking out about ChatGPT, right? But then they realized, wait, AI needs good data to actually work its magic.
Yeah, it's not just about the algorithms, it's about what you feed them.
And suddenly, a lot of businesses were like, uh-oh, our data's a mess.
Big yikes.
Yeah. And Roman saw that gap, right? He saw that need for clean, organized data in the sales world. And he was like, okay, got to do something about this.
Enter Sales AI. So how did he go from that realization to actually building a company? Did he have a tech background?
Nope. He knew he needed a tech co-founder to bring his vision to life, but he didn't have, like, a huge network of developers or anything.
So what did he do? Start cold calling engineers?
Well, not exactly, but he basically became a one-man recruiting machine. He starts diving into online AI courses, goes to all these networking events,
Wow.
even reaches out to university professors, like anyone who might have a connection to the tech world.
Talk about hustle.
Seriously. And eventually that hustle pays off. He meets his future co-founder, Miroslav, through his MBA program.
Okay, so the MBA network comes through.
They hit it off, and boom, Sales AI is officially born. But here's the thing. They didn't just jump into building the product.
Smart. So many startups make that mistake, right?
They were like, hold on, we got to validate this problem first. Well, they needed to prove that this whole dirty data thing in CRM systems was actually a big deal, a problem worth solving.
Yeah, make sure they're not just building something no one actually needs.
Exactly. And remember that stat from Salesforce?
The one about 30% of revenue being lost because of bad data? A problem worth, what was it, $700 billion in the U.S. alone?
That's the one. Roman used that, to show potential clients the real cost of messy data.
So he's out there talking to businesses, understanding their pain points.
Exactly. And proving that, hey, Sales AI could actually offer a solution, a way to plug those leaks and boost their bottom line.
Smart move. Validate the problem first, then build the solution. So problem validated, team assembled, what happened next? Do they just sail smoothly to success?
Oh, if only. I mean, building a startup, especially in Russia, it's not exactly a walk in the park.
Yeah, no kidding.
Roman was super honest about the challenges they faced. In fact, they lost their first 10 clients because of development delays.
Ouch. That's got to sting.
Yeah, it's a reminder that, startups are marathons, not sprints.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Setbacks are inevitable. It's all about how you handle them. So, speaking of marathons, let's talk about the financial side of things. How did they keep the lights on? How did they fund this whole operation?
Well, remember how Roman's co-founder was working on all those grant applications?
Yeah, he mentioned that.
Well, one of them actually came through. They got a 4 million ruble grant from this organization called Bortnik.
Bortnik, okay. I'm not familiar with them.
They're a Russian fund that focuses on, like, innovative tech startups.
Got it.
And that was huge for them. It gave them the initial capital to start building the product, assembling a team.
Makes sense. That early support can be crucial, especially for a company tackling something as complex as what Sales AI is doing.
Right. But 4 million rubles, it only takes you so far.
Exactly. What happened after the grant?
They didn't stop there. They went on to secure more investments. And all in all, they ended up raising almost 20 million rubles over 2 years.
Wow, that's impressive. So they clearly had a vision that resonated with investors.
Yeah, it shows they had something special, right? They had that hustle, that vision, and they were able to convince investors that Sales AI had the potential to be something big.
Absolutely. But rapid growth often comes with its own set of challenges, especially in the tech world. Did they mention any bumps in the road related to that growth?
They did. Roman was very open about what he called their tech debt. It's basically when you, make quick fixes in the code to get things out the door faster.
Oh, I see. Like taking shortcuts to speed up development.
Yeah, which is common for startups, You want to move fast. But it can come back to bite you later.
Yeah, those shortcuts can turn into roadblocks down the line.
Exactly. It slowed down their development process, and they had to go back and fix those issues.
A classic example of that trade-off between speed and quality that every startup faces. But it sounds like they managed it well enough to secure significant funding. So who exactly are they targeting with this AI-powered sales solution? What kind of customer do they have in mind?
They're focused on small and medium businesses, or SMBs.
Okay, SMBs. Makes sense. A lot of potential there.
Their pricing is designed to be competitive with the cost of hiring a human quality control team.
Interesting. So they're positioning themselves as an alternative to a human workforce.
In a way, yeah, it's about offering a more sophisticated, data-driven approach.
And their team has grown quite a bit, right? They're not just a two-man operation anymore.
Oh, definitely not. They've got almost 20 people now.
Wow, that's quite a team. What kind of roles are they filling?
Mostly engineers, which makes sense, right? They're building a pretty complex product.
Yeah, that focus on engineering talent shows they're serious about building a robust and scalable platform. But it's not just about the present. It's about the future. What's their long-term vision for Sales AI? What are they aiming for in the grand scheme of things?
Well, Roman's got some seriously ambitious plans.
I'm intrigued. Spill the beans.
Okay, so picture this. A tool that automatically generates sales scripts based on your call data. They're working on that.
Whoa, that's next level stuff.
They're even applying for another grant to push that development further. And they've got a secret product in the works.
Now, you've got me hooked. What could it be? They're really keeping things interesting.
I know, right? But beyond specific features, Roman wants to make Sales AI a unicorn company.
Unicorn?
Yeah, like $1 billion valuation in Russia.
Whoa. That's a bold goal, especially considering the complexities of the Russian market. It takes more than just a great product to reach that level. It takes grit, resilience, and, well, maybe a little bit of what Roman calls craziness.
And that brings us to their decision to join the FRII Accelerator program.
FRII. I've heard of them, but why would a company with such ambitious goals choose to join an accelerator? What were they hoping to gain from that experience?
Well, FRII is not your average accelerator. It's got this incredible reputation in the Russian startup scene.
Okay, so it's a big deal.
Yeah, and they're known for providing not just funding, but also mentorship, connections, the whole package.
So Roman saw it as an opportunity to level up, to connect with the right people, and tap into that expertise.
Exactly. He even talked about reaching out to a senior FRII team member over the weekend to resolve an issue.
Wow, going the extra mile.
Which shows how much they value those relationships,
It's all about building those strong connections, especially in a market like Russia. So it seems like they got what they were looking for from FRII, right?
Yeah, they did. But here's the thing that really stuck with me. Amidst all the talk of AI and funding and growth, Roman had this unconventional piece of advice.
Unconventional advice, huh? Color me intrigued.
He said, every startup needs at least one crazy founder.
Crazy. What did he mean by that? Like out of control, erratic?
Not exactly. He elaborated on it, and it's not about being reckless or irresponsible.
Okay, good to know.
It's more about that unyielding passion, that unwavering belief in your vision, a willingness to push boundaries even when things get tough.
I'm starting to see where he's going with this. It's about having that fire in your belly, that drive to succeed no matter what.
And you know what? He compared starting a business in Russia to running an obstacle course with swords, mud, and crocodiles.
That's quite the image.
I know, right? But it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it paints a pretty vivid picture of the challenges involved. So we've heard about Roman's journey, the challenges he's faced, his vision for the future. But what are the key takeaways from all this? What can we learn from his experience, from SalesAI's story?
Well, first and foremost, AI is changing the game in sales, but data quality is everything. It's not enough to just throw AI at a problem. You need the right fuel, the right data to make it work.
So data quality is lesson number one. What else?
I think Roman's emphasis on that crazy founder mentality is a huge takeaway. Building a successful startup takes more than just a good idea. It takes a certain level of passion, resilience, and yeah, maybe a touch of madness to make it happen.
Especially in a market like Russia, where the obstacles can be, or let's just say, unique. So that grit, that determination, that's crucial. Anything else that stood out to you?
Well, their decision to join the FRI Accelerator program highlights the importance of strong relationships, both with investors and within the startup ecosystem. It's about finding the right partners who can support you, guide you, and help you navigate those inevitable bumps in the road.
Great point. Those relationships can be invaluable, especially when you're facing challenges. So we've got data quality, that crazy founder spirit, and the power of strong relationships, all crucial ingredients in a recipe for startup success.
And their story really challenges the notion that successful tech startups can only emerge from, Silicon Valley or other major tech hubs.
It's proof that innovation can happen anywhere, with the right idea, the right team, and that unwavering belief in your vision. Speaking of vision, Roman's goal of making SalesAI a unicorn company in Russia is certainly ambitious, but their journey so far suggests they just might pull it off.
Right. They've got the drive, the talent, and the support to make it happen. And honestly, it's inspiring to see them taking on this challenge, pushing boundaries, and proving that even in a market as complex as Russia's, big things are possible.
Their story is a reminder that we shouldn't underestimate the power of a bold vision and a relentless pursuit of that vision. But it's also about recognizing that the journey is just as important as the destination.
And that's something we'll explore further when we delve deeper into this idea of the crazy founder and what it really means to embrace that spirit in pursuit of your goals, no matter what those goals might be.
I'm ready for that deep dive. Let's unpack that craziness and see how it can inspire us all to achieve our full potential. It's a powerful message, isn't it? It really challenges our assumptions about where innovation can come from. Like, it doesn't have to be Silicon Valley.
Yeah, exactly. Sales AI's story shows that with the right ingredients, passion, a great team, that unwavering belief, you can build something amazing anywhere.
And speaking of those ingredients, let's zoom in on a few key takeaways from their journey. What specifically do you think listeners can learn from their approach?
Well, their emphasis on data quality is a huge one. It's tempting to think AI is like this magic solution.
Right, like a silver bullet.
But it's only as good as the data you feed it. And Roman's story about losing those early clients because of development delays, it really highlights that.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that transparency and managing expectations is crucial.
Totally. And you know what's interesting? That ties back to their whole problem validation process. They didn't just assume that businesses needed what they were building.
They went out and proved it.
Right. Roman was out there talking to potential customers, really understanding their pain points.
And using data like that Salesforce statistic to show the real impact of messy data.
Yeah, that 30% revenue loss figure. He wasn't just theorizing about the problem. He was showing them the hard numbers.
Smart. So what impressed you about how they went about that validation? Was there anything that stood out?
Honestly, their resourcefulness. They didn't have massive resources or a huge network of developers at the start, but Roman used what he had. He took those online AI courses, tapped into his MBA connections, and really hustled to make things happen.
It's a great reminder that you don't need a fancy office or a big budget to get started.
Sure.
You need passion, resourcefulness, and a willingness to roll up your sleeves.
Exactly. And it's funny because that same resourcefulness, it's also evident in their funding journey. They secured that grant from Bortnick, which was huge, but they didn't stop there. They kept pushing.
They went after those additional investments, proving they could attract capital and execute their vision.
Right. And that makes you wonder, what was it about Sales AI that convinced those investors to back them? Especially in a market like Russia, which can be,
Unpredictable.
Yeah, what did they see in Roman and his team?
It's a good question. Clearly, they had a compelling vision and a solid team, but maybe it was something more than that.
I think it was that contagious, crazy founder energy that Roman has, that passion, that unwavering belief. It's infectious, It makes you want to believe in them, too.
Investors look for that, right?
Yeah.
That spark, that conviction that this team, this idea, can really make a difference. But it's not just about the money. It's about choosing the right partners. Their decision to join the FRI Accelerator program, That was a smart move.
Oh, absolutely. FRI is not just about the funding. It's about the mentorship, the connections, the stamp of approval.
They understood the value of aligning themselves with the right people, those who could provide guidance and support.
And Roman even mentioned reaching out to a senior FRII team member over the weekend to resolve an issue. It shows how much they value those relationships.
Building those strong connections within the startup ecosystem, it's essential, especially in a market like Russia.
Yeah.
But beyond the practical benefits, what do you think attracted them to FRII specifically?
Well, FRII has this incredible reputation for supporting Russian startups, not just with funding, but with like guidance and connections that can help them navigate the unique challenges of the Russian business landscape.
Right, it's not always smooth sailing.
Definitely not. But it's a sign, right, to the
Yeah.
market that SalesAI is a company to watch, a company with the potential to really make an impact.
And their impact, it goes beyond Russia. They're building a product with global aspirations. That goal of becoming a unicorn, especially considering the context, it's pretty audacious.
It is, but it speaks to their ambition, their belief that they can overcome those challenges and build a company that, breaks those geographical boundaries.
Their journey challenges our assumptions about where the next big idea will come from.
Exactly. And it all circles back to that crazy founder spirit, doesn't it?
That willingness to push boundaries, to defy expectations. Remember Roman's obstacle course analogy? Swords, mud, crocodiles.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
It perfectly captures the grit and determination you need to navigate the startup world, especially in a challenging environment.
You can't just bulldoze your way through. You need to be agile, creative, and willing to adapt.
So as we reflect on SalesAI's journey, what are some key takeaways for our listeners? How can we distill these insights into actionable advice?
Well, data quality, that's a big one. No matter what you're doing, if you're working with AI, if you're relying on data to make decisions, make sure it's good data.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
It's fundamental.
Absolutely. And their problem validation process, that's another great takeaway. Don't just assume you know what people need. Get out there, talk to potential customers, and build something that solves a real problem.
And you don't need a huge budget to do that. Remember Roland's resourcefulness. Think about how you can tap into your own network, your own resources to validate your ideas.
And when it comes to funding, their story shows the importance of, securing that initial capital to get started, but also the need to keep pushing, seeking out those additional investments.
And don't underestimate the power of mentorship and connections. SalesAI's decision to join FRII, it highlights the value of aligning yourself with the right partners.
Find those people who can guide you, support you, and open doors for you.
So, to sum it up, focus on data quality, embrace that crazy founder spirit, build strong relationships, and remember, innovation can happen anywhere. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Exactly. Sales AI's story is proof that with the right combination of passion, resilience, and belief, anything is possible. And you know what? Now I kind of want to dig deeper into that whole crazy founder concept.
Yeah, me too. What does it really mean to embrace that spirit? How can we apply it to our own lives, even if we're not building the next billion-dollar startup?
Let's unpack that idea and see how it can inspire us all to push those boundaries and achieve our full potential. So when Roman talked about that crazy founder, he wasn't talking about like reckless behavior or anything.
Right, it's not about being erratic or irresponsible.
Yeah. It was more about like that deep passion, that unwavering belief in your vision, that willingness to go above and beyond.
That fire in your belly.
Exactly. Remember that analogy he used, comparing starting a business in Russia to running an obstacle course.
Oh yeah, the one with swords, mud, crocodiles.
That's the one. It really paints a picture, doesn't it?
It does. It captures that grit, that determination you need to succeed, not just in startups, but in anything challenging.
And it's not just about overcoming those obstacles. It's about having that unique perspective, that willingness to think outside the box.
To challenge the status quo, to not be afraid to push boundaries. Sometimes that craziness, that's where the real innovation comes from.
Right. So, think about your own life, your own goals. What are those swords, mud, and crocodiles standing between you and what you want to achieve?
It could be anything, right? Fear of failure, self-doubt, lack of resources, just that feeling of not knowing where to start.
Exactly. We all face those things. But what sets those crazy founders apart is that they don't let those obstacles define them.
They use them as fuel.
Right. They find a way to turn those challenges into opportunity.
Right. It's a mindset shift. Instead of seeing a roadblock, you see a chance to grow, to learn, to prove yourself.
Roman's story shows that it's not about being reckless. It's about having a clear vision, a deep passion, and that unshakable belief that you can make it happen.
And it's not a solo journey either.
Yeah.
Remember his decision to join FRII. He recognized the importance of finding mentors, connecting with people who've been there.
Building that support system, surrounding yourself with people who believe in you.
So as you navigate your own journey, whatever that may be, remember Roman's words. Don't be afraid to get a little crazy.
Embrace those challenges, learn from those setbacks, and never ever lose sight of that fire in your belly. And who knows, you might just surprise yourself with what you can achieve.
Absolutely. And on that note, until next time, keep diving deep, keep exploring, and keep that crazy founder spirit alive.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.